Welcome to part 2 of my Beginner Basics series on the Bob Ross technique. My name is Carl and I'm a certified Ross instructor. In part 2 today, we will focus on the different elements of a mountain. Here are the supplies you'll need to follow along with me. So we will be using a palette knife, either size is fine, a 1-inch brush, if you have a 2-inch brush that'll work too. Colors are titanium white, phthalo blue, and midnight black. And additional supplies, we'll use a 12x16 canvas or whatever you have available, and liquid white. Now, as you can see here, I have a 12x16 canvas. I covered it in a thin coat of liquid white. I did paint a quick sky just so the mountain stands out better. All right, let's get started. For today, we're just going to go into black for the base of the mountain. So I've got black, I got my palette knife. So I'm scooping and then I press it onto the palette. And we're going to get a little roll of paint. So I want to have the knife straight up and down, so perpendicular to the palette. And so if this is the palette here, I'm going to have the knife just like that. I don't want to tilt it. I want to make sure that it's flat so we get that roll even across. And I'm going to pull and slide, and you can see that little roll of paint, just like that. Now, it's not as critical for the base, just because we're really just putting paint on the canvas. But it's good practice. I'm going to make this mountain big so we can see it. So we're focusing on the top edge, and basically I'm really just thinking about where's that peak, and I want to remove all of that excess paint. Wipe the knife, pull and slide. And maybe in our world here, I'm really pressing that paint into the canvas. And we don't want straight lines, so notice how I've created just some jagged, maybe rocks or craters or just something that breaks up the straight lines. And then maybe on this side, I'm going to reload. Little roll of paint. Maybe we have a peak right there that kind of comes across just like that, something like that. And again, all of this, maybe scrub in a little bit more paint, but I'm really scraping away the excess. You're not going to hurt the canvas. And maybe for this mountain, we'll have another little peak here. There. Something like that. I'm going to use the same brush, so if you have a clean brush, 1-inch brush or 2-inch brush, this is what I used for the sky. I'm going to start pulling. So I'm going to go into the paint and pull. And because we have the liquid white on there, it slides. And one trick is if you go about 1/4 inch to the edge and then you press, you can really have better control of the bristles. Now I'm thinking the light's going to come from the right, so I'm going to think of the highlight side, the right side, flowing this direction. And then in here, we'll kind of, shadow side would go to the left. And look see how it blends with that liquid white? And you can really start seeing the shape of your mountain. Now this way, I'm going to pull to the left. We have the shadows over here. Some tiny little peaks. We'll start shaping and being more defined. And I'm just pulling and moving the paint, softening it. Now down here, I'm going to be a little bit lighter in pressure. See that? Look at that. We can really just almost create mist, even though we haven't highlighted. But pretty amazing how you can move and shape mountains like that. All right, let's get into some highlighting. So I have my palette knife here. I'm going to go into some titanium white. Again, you can add different flavors to this, but we're gonna keep it white for now. Little roll of paint. So I'm sliding. That's what I want. Little roll of paint. One more time. Pull it out flat. Cut across. And now we've got to make decisions. So I want to hold, when I hold the knife to the canvas, here's my canvas. I do not want to come in like this. I want to come in with the handle perpendicular, because that roll of paint is just like we loaded on the palette. And then as we go down the mountain, we're going to gradually drop the handle. And you can actually feel the paint grab. Look at that. It takes what it wants, the canvas. Reload. So I'm going to go up here. And don't be afraid. You go back in, very light pressure if you go back in. There. I'm going to wipe off the knife. Reload. Ooh, let's move up to the big peak. I do find in this, when you're doing this, if it's not grabbing, sometimes the temperature does play a role. I find that if it's a warm room, it might be a little bit harder to get the paint to break compared to if it's colder, at least in my experience. And I'm breaking the snow, we're breaking to the right because of the highlights to the right. So I'm going to reload quite a few times here, as you'll notice. I'm going to come up here. Maybe this one, yep, kind of connects in right there. I'm going to adjust my loading area. Get a nice flat loading area. Little roll of paint. And here we go. Maybe this one comes up. I just want to break up this straight part of the mountain here. Again, very, very light pressure. Very light pressure. Little roll of paint. We don't want to leave out those in the distance there. Maybe there's a little peak here. Maybe it kind of comes around. Yep, there it is. And maybe there's a tiny little one right back there. And maybe this peak here, maybe this comes down, let the paint grab. There, maybe that comes around there. Maybe right there. Yep. And you can go back in like I did. And if you want to add little details, just don't get too carried away. And I do find too, as you're painting, different canvas qualities do help. I find the better the canvas is, a little bit more forgiving some of the techniques are. All right, let's go into some shadows. So we're going to mix up some white, a little bit of blue, a little bit more blue, and then a little bit of the dark color, just to mute it. So I scoop and then press down. There, I think that'll do. You certainly can use the large part of the knife, but I often like to use the small part, depending on canvas size. So this is the little bit. If you notice the little roll of paint on the little edge of the knife. I like this because I feel like you have more control. Let's go back here. So again, little bits of color. Now what I'm going to do just for this tutorial, I'm going to add a little bit more blue. I want this to stand out so you can actually see it. I usually won't go this vibrant, but little roll of paint. There we go. There we go. And then let's go up here. I find it a little easier to get into some of these tighter spaces. And I'm going right up to that highlight edge, and I'm going to pull to the left because that's where the shadows are. Little roll of paint, reloading. Now, it doesn't take much because we want to save some of those. We want to save some of those dark areas. There. Little roll of paint. And as I drop down, I'm going to flatten the handle. Now I see this peak right here, or this area that jets out. I'm going to put a little shadow there, and it'll really push the other part of the mountain back. So a little roll of paint. Now watch this. When I come, maybe it comes up like that. But look at that little bit, pushes that background layer. And again, it adds that depth to your picture. Little roll of paint. And maybe we have just some indications. I don't want too much here, but maybe we just have some indications of some of the shadows right there. And we'll fill in. I don't want to lose that dark layer, but we'll bring in a little bit there. Maybe we'll blend that. Final thing I do before I add mist is I might go back with some highlights. A little roll of paint. And maybe like right there, if I want to zing. Maybe the mountain peak. Yeah. Look at that. We can just shape, sometimes the shadows cross over a little bit, like right in here, light pressure. Just shape just that little bit right there. There we go. We're going to add some mist. I'm going to take a clean, dry 1-inch brush. You can use a 2-inch brush. And I want to think of the highlights flow this direction and the shadows flow this direction. But the 1-inch brush, it's still kind of flat right here. And if you put a line across there, I want that line to match the angle the highlights and shadows flow. So just like this, I don't want to be tapping like this because that line, if we put a line here, cuts across that flow. I want it to be in line with the flow. And watch this, we're going to tap just at the base, maybe up into the mountain, just a hair, but we're going to create the illusion of mist. Just like that. But focus on whatever brush you're using, keeping that line. Just like that. And then watch, we're going to lightly pull up into that snow. And again, I'm flowing with the snow. But look at how it softens and it creates that illusion of mist. And that'll allow us to build forward if we were doing an actual painting. Now right here, we're going to flip it. Here's our line. And we're going to tap this way. Flow into the shadows. Don't worry if it picks up a little color. And then flow up, pull upwards. And right where they meet, you kind of want to just lightly whisper, kind of soften it right in that area. But look at the soft mist you create. And that's, remember, we have the liquid white on here. So we can move and blend paint. Well, I hope the breakdown of the mountain was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. In part 3 of the series, we will combine our evergreen trees from part 1 with the mountain from part 2, and we'll produce a painting. So stay tuned for that. Happy painting. See you next time.